in.
All right.
Being back to the auditorium.
So I don't know if you guys know, but Tony sent an email resigning as chairperson because he has a lot of stuff going on right now. So he's gonna stay on the committee, but he is resigning as chairperson.
He
So,
was gonna do it in person, but he couldn't be here today, so he did it via email, so we just have to. Yeah,
Yep.
so we're accepting
His
his resignation
resignation.
as chairperson.
Do we have to have a motion to do that?
I have no idea. I assume it's
We're gonna
okay.
do a nomination, so I nominate Jen for chairperson.
Seconds.
You
Okay.
accept, Jen?
Yes.
Okay.
So I
Now the
think.
chairperson. All right.
All right, so. Resign. Okay, so the first order of business is the approval of the prior minutes. So all in favor?
Second.
Okay, so I can file those with Tim, we're good there. Continuing business, so our top priority is the irrigation project. So, I don't know if we have any status on that, like, I keep getting questions from Sudbury Valley.
As far as I know, all the questions should, with the irrigation now should be between DPW, which is in their hands,
Okay,
and the town. Not so much with the committee. That'd be my, reference, because fire recommends always a motion. It's already been thing, everything's town.
okay,
It's really, as far as, I know the last notes I got, they just finished doing the environmental, like last month, coming out flagging, they had to do all that. I know that the, Pear is the engineering company.
Mhm.
That they are preparing to go to conservation to present everything, once that's done, where that status is now, I do not know.
okay, yeah, Tony sent me some documents this morning that I need to read through, so
Yeah.
I really need to come up to speed on this, sorry.
Yeah, so, yeah, and, then SVT, just talking to Kristen once, last week.
Yeah, she was gonna join us, but I don't see her.
She said we're out.
Yeah,
Yes.
They just need to get, probably just on board, just sign off this way, that way, same with the asphalt and things like that.
right.
So this has to be, like, they'll. As far as the irrigation, it's still, I guess, in the works as far as presenting.
So there isn't anything that we as a committee need to do.
There's nothing really there to do, it's all the comment to talk to
Okay.
stuff, so they'll kind of.
Okay,
2 weeks ago, just touch base with them. People said, well, we there was there, it's just emotion.
it just takes time.
Yeah.
Okay. On to our continued effort to minimize the wayward golf balls. So is again the fencing in the 7th fairway. Just ongoing discussions. Does anybody have any? Oh, Kristen O'Brien raised a hand.
Seventh fairway, 3 and 4,
How do I? Let's see.
and I think we put in fence on 7. Back at 33.
Yeah. Hi, Kristen. Can you hear me? Yep.
Great. I just wanted to let you guys know that I am here, but it's not letting me do a video for some reason.
Okay. I might have the video enabled. And it is recording. Oh, you mean video for you, or can you mean video that you can't see me?
No, I can see you guys, but it's not letting me. There's no option to put on a camera for myself.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. So did you hear John's update on the irrigation?
Yeah, it's not as clear. I can hear you perfectly fine, but I think John's a little further away.
Yes. So basically it's It's all in the hands of the town and the town's Department of Public Works. So
Okay.
you had requested additional information. I guess we need to get that from, needs a notice of what we're intending to do. and
Yeah,
other
so
than-
what I would need is some sort of statement stating that you're planning to install new irrigation in the golf course. The work will be roughly around this time frame, and here are the final plans for the installation.
Yeah, we don't have the final plans
Mhm.
yet. That's still all in progress with the engineers and the DPW.
Yeah, I mean, from the very early proposed plans, like nothing stood out to me as problematic. So as long as it's, not significantly altered from those early plans and everything, I'm assuming everything will be fine. But like I said, I have not actually received any official notice from the town that this project is even on the books.
Kristen?
Yeah.
John Al, are you just asking for the plans of the irrigation system or, which I don't know if I forward you, you're talking about those plans that would be, where we plan to put the piping?
Yeah, so I would need that and then any other like incidental, we're gonna be temporarily stockpiling materials in these locations.
Yeah, they're working on that engineering. They're doing their, where they're gonna do their, basically drop everything and things like that, which we discussed last time. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, that's the sort of information that I need. But the most important piece is that I have something from the town in writing stating that you're planning to move forward with these plans.
And can that come from the committee or do I need the DPW or?
As far as I'm concerned, it can come from the golf course committee. Every town sort of handles it a little differently, but usually there's like a dedicated point person at the municipality that I would be speaking with and is able to send that information.
Okay. Would that be Bill or?
It'd probably be, I think, best to be Lara or Elizabeth. She's, it's probably best for them to keep on,
Oh, okay.
if whatever, you could ask or, I don't know who that would be.
If it's okay, I'm gonna go just a little off topic and Kristen, ask you a question, because maybe this will answer it. It's the
Mhm.
same thing with the first whole cart path. You discussed with me, this is Kathy, you discussed with me last week that we needed the same type of official email. Did you receive one? Because I sent a voicemail and an email to Mark Purple asking him for that.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, if Mark says that you guys can do this, then that's fine for me.
No, I guess I'm asking, did you get any? I asked. Mark
I have
to
not
send that to you
received.
and to CC Laura. You got nothing.
No.
Okay.
And I would also caution on having Laura or Melissa be the point person for communication related to like notice and approval requests, because technically the Conservation Commission co-holds the CR. So just from a potential conflict of interest, I wouldn't want somebody from the Conservation Department to be the one writing the notice.
No, but you would want them to
They should receive it. Yeah.
receive a copy.
Yep.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I thought that's what you had told me. So I asked, because as far as I thought, he was the point person. He was the person that we're supposed to go through. That's who I thought.
Mhm.
That's who I went through with everything else with the
Before
the
you-
first, the
yeah,
car tap.
you gotta bring
I thought it was
Yeah.
awesome until
Oh, in
Kristen
Gary,
told me
yeah,
it
on the
wasn't.
course? Okay, then no worries.
So is it,
So,
Every-
yeah, Melissa, Dan's did most,
Well,
No,
And last year she did everything. so
Right.
I didn't see what was.
Exactly. So I went to Laura. I got all the paperwork. Met with her 3 times, went to Mark Purple. He got everything to Laura, and I thought everything was all set and that tonight we would approve the funds for it. And then Kristen said that Sudbury Valley didn't get any official word. So
Not bad at all.
when I spoke with Mark Purple about it, he's like, oh, I mean, I had to do mailings for the abutters and all this kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
And he said, no, we take care of all of that. And I said, well, I'm glad I came here then, because I went and met him in person.
Mhm.
And I said, I didn't realize that, I thought I had to do all this. He said, no. And I gave him everything, he did everything. And then Kristen said that, no, we need something too, not just the Conservation Committee. So I said, okay, and so I sent him a voicemail because he wasn't in. And then I waited a day or two, and then I sent him an email asking him to send an official email saying this was what we proposed to
Intend
do.
Yeah.
They have all the plans, they have everything, all they need, it seems like, or what Kristen needs is just a letter saying we're gonna do it.
this, yeah.
Yeah,
Can we make a motion to approve the money pending?
We don't, I mean,
Oh, you don't-
we don't
don't have to-
approve the money, it's the town.
Right.
No, but you, what she's saying, I think, can you, we know we wanna do it, everything's there. Can we, and I, like I said, I ballparked just from the other things, like 25 grand, just to be sure.
Yep,
Can't you just, say that based upon everything else, we approve this project?
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I would imagine, because that's what the Conservation Committee did when we went to that Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
I went to a Zoom meeting with the Conservation Committee, and they said, one of the members brought up, don't we have to, or something with the Sudbury Valley, and so that they said yes, and they approved it pending, and then this is the.
so we're
You can
just
do the
missing,
same thing with that. say, yeah, we
Exactly.
approve it,
Except-
just so the town knows that, yes, the committee, all you have to do is recommend things to the
Right,
town.
right.
And then it falls in their lap to follow through the rest.
but
That's what-
I
yeah.
guess my frustration is that I would, like Kristen, I would like to talk, maybe I'll go again and meet with Mark Purple and say, do we need you to send these emails, these official emails from the town, or can we? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I really
because
thought it was him.
technically, you're not an employee of the town,
I know.
right,
that's why.
it doesn't have to be an employee.
I don't think you.
It just, no, it just, an approved representative of the municipality can submit the official notice for the CR. Which is why I was thinking that Mark could say, give you guys the authority, or have the select board give you guys the authority to submit notices regarding the CR.
That would make things a
That
lot
look-
easier.
yeah.
All right, so we'll
Then
check
that would make sense, right? Because we recommend these projects, so it would make sense for
us
us
to
to,
send.
to let them know.
And I
hey,
will
we're
have
gonna
that, I
do
know.
this.
We recommend this project.
Right.
They'll review it, so yeah, we
Right.
recommend it too.
Right,
And then you
Okay.
just let the town to say, yes, we appropriate the money.
yes,
Right.
okay. All right, so why don't I do that, since I've, at least, I know for this project, I've taken over that one, so John and I, so why don't I just talk to Mark Purple and
Do you know his executive secretary?
that's who I spoke.
That's who you should, yes.
She came in, no, she came in the room and they both were like, okay, we're taking care of it all. And like I said, I got notice that everything was taken care of until last week when Kristen explained that more needed to be done. So I thought it was a go.
Yeah, I think it's just a simple,
It is simple. It's
yeah.
just a
it's
matter
us
of
getting
getting to
into
it,
Mhm.
you know?
Could you just send her a copy of the Concom's approval? Send her that to there, would that be sufficient?
Kristen?
No, because the Conservation Commission co-holds the CR. So I can't have the official notice be coming from a holder of the CR.
Because they did approve it,
Yeah.
basically, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and just to clarify a couple of things, the CR kind of adds an extra level of communication that has to happen. So like all of the wetland permitting is separate from the CR notice and approval process.
Okay, that's what we
Um,
didn't.
Yeah, no, it's all convoluted to me, because it's trying to read everything, and remember everything.
Yeah.
and That's why, kind of, actually, with Melissa used to take care of it.
yeah, Melissa. did.
Yeah. Because I kind of just said, I played dumb and it worked.
I think that
And-
Laura know as much as Melissa on how to do some of the stuff. She told me that.
Okay.
Kathy,
Alright.
if it's helpful,
Yeah.
and you want to pull me into a meeting with you, me and Mark, I'm more than happy to do that. Just let me know.
Okay,
Um,
thank you. Sorry, I really thought that one of the two communications, he would have sent that to you.
Did that, for the, project on 3, did you get the communication from him? To say that we were doing this? I'm just curious.
No, so that happened while I was on maternity leave, I believe,
Oh.
and I was
That's what-
going back through my records and just because you and I, John, have spoken so many times about these projects, like I knew it was all happening.
Yeah.
And I had no issues with it, but
Right,
Melissa and I have been trying to figure out this chain of command for communications for
Okay.
well
yep,
over a
I
year
understand.
now, so
And I'm still a work in progress.
yeah. But hopefully if Kathy, you're able to explain this to Mark, or I can join you guys and talk this through. Because like you said, it's a simple thing that needs to happen. It's just that it needs to happen.
Okay,
Right.
yep.
Okay, so that's a little different.
And we should ask him what the chain of command is, so that we can.
Yeah,
Move
and
forward.
yes, and I will ask him if, if there's any reason one of us, because then it would just expedite things if we could just do it ourselves
Find a liaison, it is.
Yeah. and not have
From the
to,
CRP.
Yeah.
And it's SVT.
Right.
okay.
Yeah, because they
Thank
have
you,
to be
Kristen.
between.
Yeah.
The Conservation Commission, the Sudbury Valley
Yeah.
trustees, us and the town.
I'll have to do another in person. I seem to do better with the.
Yeah,
in-person.
no, I want to meet with Mark as well, just to understand how it all works. So, all right, so are we good on that? Kristen, I know you have to leave soon.
Yeah, no, I think that we're heading in the right direction. And feel free to pull me in for any communications with Mark.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you again.
Yep.
Right, so.
I'm sorry I went.
No, no, it's,
I
no,
needed
but
to
it's
ask her.
relevant.
I needed to ask her if she received it, because like I said, I sent 2 communications to him. And I was mad, I should have asked him to CC me, then I would know if he sent it or not. But that's why I figured, I knew she would come tonight because. So, okay,
Sure. So, well, figuring out chain of command and
yep,
communication links and
Yeah.
all that, so,
okay.
Yeah, basically a liaison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
To communicate with that.
Literally, I didn't know till last week. I thought I would come in and
I
say,
really didn't know either.
I said, we're all ready to go
Yeah.
and we'll approve the money and here we go. And then she said, you can't, we need to. And I said, I don't understand if we went through the conservation committee. I didn't realize it's completely 2 different entities. She said anything with wetlands has to go through conservation, but any project has to go through them.
Oh.
Yeah, because they are.
Yeah, she goes,
Well, hold her
wetlands,
this year.
wetlands, you gotta bring in the conservation committee. She goes, us, everything, any project,
Yep.
we have to have, she says, just an email saying. this is what-
Anything that changes landscape, adds things,
Yes,
that's not.
have to, we have to,
And on some things, she has to be notified.
yes,
It doesn't need to go.
Right.
We just operate.
yep, everything needs to be,
Right. Yeah, because I was reading the conservation restriction. And yeah, there's some stuff, like you said, that's already there, but like they just.
Everything else is.
Yeah. yeah.
Yep,
And she said it's very simple, it's just tell us the proposed, this wasn't even, this email isn't even the plans or any of that. You submitted all that, that's all set. It was basically saying, this is what we're doing. And you can't assume, or you can't let the conservation committee say, this is what's gonna happen. It has to be a separate for them.
from the town, yeah.
All right, so we'll take care of that.
Okay,
So you're saying that you can approve the flow and can approve the flow, you can still approve the intention.
right, so, should-
Yeah.
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 So,
Gonna bring it to.
Yes.
right,
Yes.
so motion to approve the funds for the
Yeah, and
first
it
whole
was-
cart path.
But you have to know the amount of funds. Yes.
Ah.
Can't just leave it open-ended.
Okay.
So can I say,
I'm estimating generously is 25,000,
Okay,
because I have talked to one person, but it doesn't make sense to me to get everybody here to find out, they have to, conservation said you gotta do this. and add
Right.
more to the cost.
okay,
So I'm guesstimating 25,000 just in case, I still have to get prices, so. but that's what I'm guessing.
So
But it ain't
can-
worth it until I see they haven't seen the results, but you know, how much hay bales, this, that, and the other.
Right. So you're being, so could we do that? Could we say we,
Can we approve
I
25,000?
would say up to.
Up to 20.
okay,
Leave it, but you know, you agree with it.
Yeah,
It's
then
like,
let's do
no, it's not something that needs much more discussion.
right,
Right.
no, it doesn't.
Now
need
you
any-
just close.
Yeah, everything's,
You
okay,
just say, hey,
all right.
All right, so I motion to approve up to 25,000 for the first whole cart path paving.
So. Agree.
Yeah.
Or how we say it.
Second eye.
Second eye,
Okay.
all in favor, aye.
yes.
Passes, yes, the motion passes.
Good.
Okay,
At least that's done. Now
Yeah.
it's your recommendation to the town that's done, it's been approved by you. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, well, we'll sit with Mark Purple
You know.
and.
Figure it
Now
out.
they can hear my.
Yeah. well, but it comes out of our,
But he
It does, but he controls.
controls the money.
You can recommend it. He might say, no, we're not doing it, like, there might be reasons. The next thing you know, like the fence thing, goes to the league, he's probably gonna go to the league.
But
You
yeah,
know,
he,
say, well,
I did ask him that. He said, well,
you know,
everything,
you might say
he
one
has to
thing,
approve it.
you know, it's, you know, a lot of things came up that need discussion, whether, you know, and he's got, the town has to actually see whether it's their benefit or not.
right. Okay, so then the fencing for between the third green and the fourth tee and the quotes, I mean, again, that's sort of a future project, that and the, tee refurbishment, those are like further down the line. So I'm gonna,
Fencing,
Yeah,
the
I thought
fencing,
that's a topic now.
I
Have
think
you
so.
I
decided?
don't think so.
Is it still discussion? Is there things happening?
I
Um,
think we need to talk about the fact that I think everyone agrees that the woman who got hit by the ball is not, she's not gonna get what she wants, which Pat wasn't here, but it's, you know, I think we all
Then
agree that,
again, it's.
she wants
she might
netting
want
that
some, but
rises
there's a
up
lot
and
of
down.
things that-
right,
A lot of things that
I know,
the town, it's up to the town, that's gonna go to league. That's-
Yep.
Right.
where I'm hitting at.
Right,
yeah,
You know, it's something where, hey, you can approve something, but they might say no, not
right, right,
based upon league,
right.
more than likely.
Well, and not just legal, right? We've kind of talking to you and the DPW and so forth, that the idea of the netting thing, just, it wasn't gonna be practically useful. Right? We just figured that the durability isn't there, the raising and lowering and the weather conditions and putting in there was just a whole lot of questions about it.
But then it's still, it's town property, it's town's responsibility,
right.
Right.
anything that's.
Something gets caught in it, like a friend had a squirrel get caught in their like soccer net. You know.
I mean, I agree that something, but I think we should, I mean, my thought would be just to do the fencing right
Right.
straight across.
Right,
I'm with you.
I think, yeah, yeah,
Where are you doing it from? From the 7T, or are you gonna replace the back of 3, that crappy fence that?
yeah,
I would-
what Rosemary would call the Franken fence
Yeah,
through to the back of the fourth tee, right, to that other fence that's there. It seemed to be that was the section.
I mean, that was the architect's recommendation
Yeah.
too.
Again, right, and you got enough due diligence, you got all the information.
We've had it for, I feel like forever. It's just, you know, I think everyone was trying to appease her, and I get that, but it's,
Again, it's not my call.
no,
No,
The other
You know.
thing on the netting,
No.
she sells the house. He admits balls go over the house, hits the house. She more or less is concentrating on the flower.
She likes the view.
I know.
right,
right, which I think she's actually not gonna be happy about a fence.
No.
No, she isn't gonna,
Yeah.
plus the fence is gonna last for 25 or 50 years. I don't know, some of that fence is crazy.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, again, at the same time, the course has been around since 1890, what?
Yeah.
So, like, the course was here first. You know, and she knew that when she bought the house, she wanted the view, there are hazards associated with being near a golf course.
It is, it's unfortunate. It really
Right.
It's unfortunate, you know, when you know, we've had incidents recently, everything, you know, it's unfortunate. But
I think if you, and it's, I understand it was brought up because, specifically because she was upset about it. I mean.
Well,
came
because
to-
she got injured.
Oh, yeah, I was here.
Yep.
But, and how many times do we go over there and, you know,
Yeah.
survey it or whatever ourselves, kind of looking. I think that offense, just for the reason, I mean, we don't have one out here on 85, I get it, you know, because people take the risk of driving down there, but that is more of a residential road. I think a fence is a good idea. I just don't think the netting going up, down is.
There's no
Yeah,
way you can be
it's-
able to satisfy everybody.
No,
That's what I mean.
no,
So I
It's an
do think,
impossible task.
right,
Yeah.
so I do think a fence is warranted. I just don't think the netting is,
it's just not a good viable option.
it's not.
It's not gonna last the
Not.
50 years. There's too many other questions. Wildlife getting caught in it. I would be very curious if Kristen's not on anymore, like, would SVT approve something like that? I kind of wonder on that, you know?
It's, again, it's like anything else, it's. You know, I'm not gonna write that, it's.
The fence,
25, is it
Like,
25?
you can replace what's there, start with that,
Right,
you know, the one that's behind, you're not gonna make it any bigger, any less, or just replacing it, and it's actually a. You know. It's like a, one that doesn't, there's no downside to it, you
right.
know what I mean? Absolutely none.
The- Oh, the
oh,
only
because we
downside,
don't need a lot of approvals and all, that if it's just replacing something that already exists. correct?
the only downside I would see would it be,
You'd have to go to SVT also for that fence,
right? Would
For
it,
the extension, but not the replacement of what's there.
probably just to give them a heads up.
Right,
yeah, probably just to replace them, you just say we're replacing what's already, but only downside I would see wouldn't it be in the long run, less expensive to keep going if you're gonna bring somebody in to do that, to
I think it's
replace it?
marginal. It's like, yeah, it's maybe $1,000 here.
To bring,
$1,000 difference
Hmm.
to come back out.
come back.
really? Okay,
Maybe.
Yeah, because either way, they
Oh,
have to
it's
put
just-
posts in.
You know,
right?
usually like, it's just getting out here, it's like, doesn't it cost, you know, I know contractors do $1,500 for mobilization. That's what it's called. But,
yeah,
Mhm.
You know, so it's only $1,000. Is it really that much? The long range, it depends, you know, you wanna do something, or you wanna just leave it there,
yeah.
you know? So.
Are you
or
think-
do you just wanna do it all, do you wanna extend it further, protect all the houses, now someone's get hit, and the fence doesn't go up far enough, and they've gotten hit, they're gonna be on you.
Yeah, I guess the
It's
thing is
like a
you're
never-ending story.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, but you're not hitting that way, like it's the third hole
Yeah,
that direction, right? Hopefully you wouldn't.
plus you got a lot of walkers,
Yeah,
I take that a lot going home.
yeah.
People walk.
Yeah, because they walk down by the reservoir and
They
the
walk.
SV,
St.
the
Mark's
trail,
people all go back. You go down to. White
get to
Pond.
Starbucks, yeah.
I went down the other day, there's more people on the street than you ever see in Southborough.
There's no way that extending it at least up like behind from where it is now, replacing where it is now, up to the fourth. It's definitely going to decrease the number of balls that go out there.
Yes.
It just,
Yes,
she probably didn't get hit this way. She got a line drive.
Yeah.
It did. The
Yeah.
other thing that happens, a lot of balls go on the dirt, the grass,
Mhm.
you know, they come, they're line drive. They may not land in the street, but they bounce.
Mhm.
You know, they're not, that doesn't call for a high fence, but the day she was here, she said, she didn't even have them in the backyard.
Yeah.
I understand what she's saying. I really do.
Yeah,
I empathize with it, we're in the street.
And
do.
the
but
other
she
thing
still
is-
leaves her car outside. That shocks me every time we play and I go by there and she still leaves her car outside.
So,
Replace that Franken fence would cost you $9,000. And to do the additional would be
7403.
I've already got a price, but like I said, we got another person up there, and the biggest thing about getting contractors out here just happened again, they don't show up. They don't
Right.
sometimes. And
wow,
it's really, and then something changes, that's like out here.
yeah,
To me, to get them back in here is kind of like, yeah, I feel bad, I have to do that.
right. It has to be,
There's that.
that's
And
why, yeah.
It's the same people that go.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh, you know.
yeah,
That's the pricing that I have now, and that's from, a contractor. That's, I just had come out, I just went through, got one guy out here, at least know what the current price is, and that's, was done on April 8th. So.
I think that's reasonable.
So. And again, like I said, I had another contractor out here, just never sent a price, it's like, we gotta follow up again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. no,
Was
it's
there
adding
any
a-
issue with, was it, did we have an issue
You
with,
might have to check, I think, but you just gotta get, you know, say, hey, you know, is this acceptable?
yeah,
You
okay,
know, if Bill Condiff come out, hey, Bill, we run for the fastest, wanna make sure it's acceptable. He'll say yay and nay, or say, no, you can't. Do it. It won't, you know,
okay,
you might wanna do the offset, hey, it's the offset of the street. I don't know, if it's an 8 foot setback.
right.
Oh, a 10 foot.
I
What
was
do
gonna
you-
say 8 foot setback, you're into the middle of the third green.
Well, the setback is, I don't know where the street actually starts.
So, so in your opinion, is our, would our agenda be to talk to the town first or to?
I think you have to do it, is get some record, because there's a couple of things that I've already talked to Bill about, get a recommendation, say, hey. And he told me that you have to contact, the town, the committee has to contact the town has to contact them, pick them up and see it. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So.
We can't contact him directly.
I did, I was talking to him.
this is what I mean, everything.
Because there's another thing out there that needs to be looked at, so.
Everything's just seems so,
It don't worry, it was a lot better 20 years ago.
yeah,
And now it's, I hit my head against the wall. It's just what it takes, you know, you don't have to write all this stuff.
no,
And,
So-
you know, just what it takes just to, you know, cross 2 rivers, it's like,
Yeah.
why do you have to go over the woods, why don't you say, it's right there, just come out, yeah, that's good.
okay, so are we talking about purple again? I mean, I can bring. all
Yeah, I
this-
mean, I think we have I think
We'll
you and
go-
I should both go
yeah,
and
let's-
talk to him
yeah.
and
Either
just see.
talk to Secretary, say, hey, this is what, we need to find out what the exact thing is. 'Cause
Yeah,
He
okay.
can't be bothered, and to be honest with you,
Right.
to call him up for every little thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems
Secretary
silly.
knows everything.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Yeah.
told me she does everything for me.
I know, so just, it's easier for her to filter it, and then she can say, yes, this, that, she can call Bill Cundiff, he does.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right,
Because she's more or less his proxy, you know?
yeah,
Right. Well,
Alright.
then that's what I
That's what-
wonder.
That's what I
if-
would think, and that's
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
Oh, it is the way I found, when I went to his, like I said, I mean, I had to go and see if he was in and he wasn't busy and he happened to, and she happened to walk in as he was talking to me, and he said, oh, here's the person who does everything for me, and it all to her.
And she's gonna answer the phone, just call, it's like,
Yeah,
you know, use the phone, you have to go up there all the time. so far.
I
Yeah,
know,
that's
but I
very
get,
nice
I get,
about
every time I call, I
face-to-face.
get voicemail, so I just assume,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it
No,
was, so
is
I-
helpful to do face to face.
I'm a face-to-face
Well,
person.
email's always the best way.
Well, I did that after,
the
the-
record.
after,
Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
I did the email after the voicemail didn't work, so.
Okay, so that's what you get for pricing, probably best to contact Bill, you know, that'd probably be best to, you know, decide later.
Right.
Okay, so we-
They get his view, just to make sure, hey, you know, you can do this and. Think back split.
All right, so, but it's within the budget, so we could, all right.
Right.
Good.
Okay, moving on. There's no update on the Audubon certification. Yeah, and when I talked to Tony this morning, he met with Freddie. The next action item is in Freddie. I don't know if you know Freddie Gillespie's.
Yeah.
She has the next action item and she hasn't done anything yet, so we're kind of in a holding pattern. We'll see what happens next.
Just gonna-
Do
So
we know what it is?
I don't know all the
No.
details.
The Audubon, it's a program that, golf courses, large area.
Yeah,
places
I
use.
was thinking she was asking what the action item was.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, do you know what the Audubon program is?
I know, yeah,
Oh, okay.
but the action, Freddie Gillespie's,
Yeah, I'm not sure. Tony said that she had the next, because he met or talked to the guy from Audubon, so things kind of fell by the wayside during COVID. So we can get it restarted, but the next action item is something to do with conservation that Freddie was
And
doing.
regarding, is that the letter that was sent to her, or they talked about 3 different things, about the irrigation, or they dotted items?
It could be.
Yeah, everything there is something that's already been in the works, considered, and she talked about the irrigation, watch out, do this, do that, do this, do that. And a lot of it was already.
Already
yeah,
taken care of.
it's not really a big thing, because it's standard now in the industry.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Other updates, I know you had sent a letter or a notice, to the My Southborough, did that
No,
get
not yet.
posted? Oh, you didn't do
No.
it?
God, Pat's gonna help me. You see, you two have computers, you see me, that's why I go in person to people. Yeah, I have the letter all ready to go,
Okay,
so I'll just post it.
so, and then I guess this is more for Tony, I wonder if anybody, no, we can't figure out who owns the Facebook page or who owns. Is there isn't, I couldn't find an Instagram for the golf course, I don't know if we wanna do any of that. So. That'd be something to put one of the kiddos on or something.
Yeah.
I guess it's just, there's a open option for public comments. Last time Lynn had mentioned something about the benches, but you said you already replaced in the ones out there.
Yeah, she commented that it was like.
They were fine. Yep,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, we've done.
I took a picture of some at a golf course. I said, well, these are great. The barrel is actually attached to it. I thought that was pretty good. That was a great, yeah, it was-
but then how do you empty it?
I'm not
No,
sure.
they have holes.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was, I don't know if
Looks
I
like we have
saved it.
them all.
I'll see if I saved
Put
it.
the barrels on the wall.
It was at
Ah.
Green Hills. In Worcester. Yeah, I don't think I've saved the picture.
So, the other thing I wanted to do with scheduling the next meeting is,
Excuse me.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Lucas?
Oh, new business.
Yeah, there's something else.
I'm sorry, that's not on the.
No, there's, in the back of 3 on the back, T on 3.
Oh,
The
yes.
Lookout tower that really is in disrepair. Which I,
Oh, yeah.
will not do anything because it's actually part of the golf course, and I don't want to be liable for it.
Right.
So, I had asked Bill Cundiff about it. He says, that's when he told me he has to be told to come down, take a look at it, just to view it and give a recommendation,
Okay.
whether it to be taken down, replaced, or whatever. It's, as far as its usefulness, it's really tough to see past the people sitting on the tee, which you can now see because it's more visible. The front tee, the forward tees.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The bowls out, so it's actually usefulness, usefulness probably isn't that great, I'd probably recommend taking it down, just don't replace it,
Yeah.
but again, that'd be up to you.
Did you ever see anybody go up there?
I had seen, yeah.
Yeah.
People go up, because I also do it before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
there's a
mean,
set of
till-
stairs, let's go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like anything else, you know, you put a bell up, they would be better, but then again, it's right in the middle of the course.
To see you off the top of that.
They can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Like, see you.
yeah, you
So what
can.
do we have to do? We have to get,
It's just, I just wanna, hey, if you
Yeah.
wanna take it down, Bill just has to say, no, I'd take it down, you know, like that, I would not, they might not wanna replace it. That's
Okay.
all, I wanted to see what you wanna do, if you wanna recommend taking it down, then yeah, we can probably just take it down.
Take it down, okay.
All right, but then again, I wanna make, again, I don't.
no, I know, but if
It's not up
if
to
it is,
me.
if it was a safety issue too, if it's starting to rot out. or
Well, right
something,
now,
That's
it's,
why
it's
roped
a,
off, but
roped
then
off.
now it's nicer.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no
So,
usefulness,
yeah.
why is it there, or,
Let's take it.
yeah,
down.
we probably should replace it, maybe make it higher. Then you got a liability guy falling off.
Well,
Yeah,
the golf course committee,
Yeah.
can't we just go take it down ourselves?
You can do it.
We can have, we can have, you know what, we can have a demolition day like they do. with those-
it's about ready to fall down. I don't think we need it.
It's gonna be
That's what I
really
mean.
windy tonight, maybe.
But they replaced, but see, I thought those were still, but they're probably expensive. John, that's what they look like.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think this part
I
of
have
the,
one of those benches, I played it once like
Oh,
that.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how much they are, but they're nice benches.
Yeah, and I always recommend, we've done it, in other courses, we provide. But then again, we're, you know, not here permanently,
Right.
and it's always nice to keep the course nice, and
Yeah.
it's consistent. Because you never know, next thing, you don't have any benches, guys bring in these things,
Right.
like we do, but to be honest with you. We recycle them around, and fix them up, bring them one course, because Pine Crest, over at Pine Crest. We asked them, hey, would you spend $2,000 a year for nice benches? They bought 4 of them, put them out. And now they're gonna be there forever. This deal, don't really care for them. Ones at Pine Meadows, they did the same thing, placed all the benches. And now they're always there, it's gonna be consistent,
Mhm.
you know, benches, water coolers, they're part of the property. You
Mhm.
know, they stay with the property. And that way it always looks nice, you don't have to worry about something going down. You
Right.
know what I mean? So that'd be something, you know, not right now,
Yeah.
but maybe when you start looking at, hey, we got 2,000.
Yeah.
Let's do two.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. Let's get, again, a lot of things need to be done up there. We need the 3 Ts that need to be done up
Yeah.
there.
Mm,
Yeah,
You know, that's gonna be $90,000.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
high end,
yeah,
just in case, because you never know when it's gonna start.
Right.
You don't know who's
Yeah.
gonna be the bidders,
yeah,
stuff
okay.
like that.
But yeah, back burner. I like the idea
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, just something to
Yeah.
think about, and
So,
I
yeah,
would, I would
like
recommend
a-
just do the water jets first.
Yeah.
You know, water jet cuts, they're probably what, $1,300 each. Might be something, and at least that just, you know, you wanna make sure that, you know, the amenities are appropriate for solar. You know,
Right.
people in downtown, well, they have benches, maybe it might be nice to match.
not- Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
sort of a
you know, who the
1 year,
vendor is, it's already approved then.
a 1 year, 3 year, 5 year kind of look ahead, like what do we?
Well, even
wanna
like
do?
this is with the water coolers, you could do on start it off if you have some
Oh, you
funds.
just need them.
Yeah,
It would, and wood's not, to be honest with you, there would.
Isn't there
Yeah.
only the one on
It's
8?
two, one on 8 and one on 5, but it's on the back. You know, it's always on the
Fine.
back too, because it's in the shade on the front.
Mhm.
Oh, I never even noticed the one, well, I don't.
I mean, you don't have to have one on every hole, obviously, but. it's
No,
nice to have
just the
two out.
two.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually just two.
Yeah.
One on 9.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
I never knew the 5
Hmm.
one back there. I don't generally pay from back tees.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sometimes, unfortunately, this is-
Yeah, no, it makes sense that it's in the shade there, and
That's
if
what
I knew
people
it was
today
there,
bring
I
their
would.
own water.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, they do it, that's why you have filling stations, that might be something down the road too. have filling
Right.
stations.
Yeah, that's what my,
Um,
my course is put in, is the filling
Okay.
stations where you can just put the bottle in front.
Yeah.
and- Yeah.
Well, we have it at my course too.
Well, Yeah.
one other thing to bring up,
Yep,
if, because unofficial, last week, we couldn't have a meeting. But, and I do not remember her name, but the woman who was the select person.
oh, Marjorie Landry.
Came up and I said, I can't discuss this with you because, but it was again, bringing up that there was some elderly lady who's had 3 windows broken. She's in charge of something. Marguerite, her name is?
She's on the select board, isn't she?
She is on the select board,
Yeah.
but she said she's taken on some role in this.
Probably.
Really? I think it's just that she knows, she's a friend of this lady.
No, she told me that she was doing something and she brought up the receipt for the windows and said, is there anything we can do here? And we had that whole discussion, you know, but about how she was wondering if we could have some type of miscellaneous funds.
I think he
type-
brought that up a long time ago.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, he told it.
I think it gets,
It's sticky though,
yeah,
because just because where's liability, you're admitting liability. Once
Right.
you admit liability, then you're opening up
She would
something.
have to go against the town council. I think you'll find that we can't do it.
right.
Right, and I don't think that's,
Makes
when
it-
I said to her, I said, I didn't know what we could, but I said, I just know that we cannot discuss it today.
No.
Because we're not having a meeting,
Yeah,
but
we-
she
we
just
can
kind of
say
went on
anything we
saying.
want. He's gonna say, can't, they're gonna follow him.
"Mm,
Then again, you're just gonna go to recommend, okay, we can recommend it, it's gonna go to the town. And
Right.
that-
Right.
Cover that.
The only other thing that I thought, because there was something mentioned a long time ago too. You're not really the town, you're the golf committee.
Right,
I don't know, my original idea was to take a couple of thousand of our money somewhere along, tuck it in the fund and keep adding to it. Good, I don't know how much was spent.
Mhm.
But if the town could, if we could set up an account with you guys, you know what I'm saying, that you guys would be responsible for that fund, then it's not actually coming from the town.
I don't know if that's backdooring it,
Well, and I
Oh,
don't know if
It's
we,
still
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
right, and I don't know if that we could,
yeah,
It would be up to town council.
yeah, and I don't think you can move funds from like town to person, like
You
they have
can't
all these
do it. Yeah.
protections against fraud and all that.
Because that's what they were talking about with the irrigation.
She wanted.
Yeah, that's why
to
we
put
couldn't,
50%,
we couldn't
Yeah.
pay back the, because
Okay.
what, you can't move between accounts.
yeah,
She
Yeah,
suggests
it-
put 50%. Yeah, over here, that's a nightmare, you know, that's insurance,
Right,
anybody playing, I don't know how you're gonna handle it.
Yeah.
I think it kind of comes back to the same thing as the wayward balls hitting anything, right? It's just. The golf course has been here forever
Right,
and it's
and-
part of your,
And as you know, whenever anybody comes to us, by case law,
Mhm.
said it a million times, that person is responsible. If the person hits the ball, he's responsible for the flight, he must be in direct control of the ball he hits all the time. And this happened, and I know it happened up at Essex Country Club. Like, a member got hit by another member. and
Oh,
that was
wow.
the ruling. The ruling was you are responsible for where that ball goes, and you must be in control of it at all times. So
Wow.
Therefore, and you
Very
get about
true.
50 grand from it.
The problem with something like that, the third hole is try finding the person that actually
Yeah.
hits the ball.
Well, a lot of times I think people aren't, it happens, so by the time we investigate, they're already gone.
Yeah,
And every, last time it happened, I got the note, I was here, Joe, go take a look, there's no one, there's 3 women on the course, that was it,
Mhm.
nobody else could have done it.
I've had an incident in 85. Somebody came here, to get to the other.
Driving by.
By the time you came, the school
That's
was
like
there.
hilarious.
I don't know. Out of the 3 groups, nobody was there.
That's all. And they don't sell the light, I think we should be responsible.
So what is the, so we, just to go back real quick on the fence, so what was the purpose of having any fence there? It must have been for wayward balls, I would imagine.
I am not
I mean-
saying, I don't know.
I would say-
I mean, you're still trying to minimize
Right,
wayward, I mean, you can never get 100%, but
right.
that's
which-
why we
that's
talk about
why I'm
doing
thinking-
another fence.
That's
is
what I'm
we're
thinking.
Trying
of
to be
just-
better.
Yeah, just go a little further down. and-
Yeah, just try to be better.
Yeah.
I'd be more scared of somebody walking being hit. Yeah, it's one thing to hit the house and break the window.
Mm-hmm.
That hole, if somebody's walking there and the ball goes out there and hits them in the head,
Yeah,
we got problems.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, the person who hit the ball,
That's the problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
It gets involved.
yeah.
yeah. All right.
Because the problem with people driving by on the street is like, I could have a chip in my windshield and
You
say,
drive
oh,
down the
can I
guy
pu-
for-
well, am I gonna pull in
Right.
here and
Yeah.
say like, maybe the golf course will pay for my windshield,
Yeah.
Like you can't prove that that's when it happens,
The windows
unless we have
are kind of
cameras
covered,
everywhere.
Yeah,
but like, I'm thinking of a case. I don't know if you want to read it, Mr. Davis.
The tea is freezing.
He had a lawyer.
Ah,
When he first brought up the thing, of liability over there, and paying, he said, you don't remember Dick, he says. First time I met you, he was driving by to his Mercedes, put a dent,
oh,
oh,
and he drove in and he committed, I said, I know he's a lawyer. As far as I know, the person that hit the ball was liable. It's not us, we're not really liable. But the only thing I can do for you is I can take you out there. And I did, and the guy did admit it. Okay, and then he just told me years after, he said, he only paid half.
oh,
wow.
Okay, but he thought that was pretty good, because he got half,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing,
I
yeah.
don't know what the bill was.
yeah,
all right, well,
it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, we're kind of a nasty group here. We're
It's your own
getting-
fault.
we're getting an awful reputation.
Oh, man. Uh-oh. Okay, any other public comments? Anything else for us, John?
Just to let you know that we have a USGA junior amateur qualifier.
Okay.
Oh.
On July 15th, yep, 7:30 to 12:30. Run by the MGA,
Wow.
so
We got selected, so that's pretty,
nice.
Yeah, what's the date again?
July 15th.
July 15th.
Oh, we should advertise that. Do you want?
It's just something to mention if they hear. it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Do you want to put that in your letter?
She could. All right.
So the golf course be unavailable. What could be available on 6 to 7:30, then from 7:30 to 12:30 on Tuesday. They'll have it, and I haven't got all the information on whether it's spectators, how it is, parking, what's required, there's only 45 players. They play 18 holes.
But they're juniors, so it's the,
Relatively correct.
Yeah, so it's them and their parents.
Yeah.
So some of the, again, usually we do not allow other people out there.
Right.
oh,
Again,
Yeah,
it's one of those things we probably do an exception for, and then whatever's, I haven't got all.
what day of the week is that?
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Oh, there won't
I
be
tried
any
to find
school, I was gonna say.
it's in July.
Yeah,
July.
good, because I mean, parking.
Well, yeah, I was gonna
issue.
say, can you?
Yeah, parking's always
So-
available,
oh.
it's close. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And it's the junior?
USGA junior,
USGA
junior amateur.
qualifying.
What's the age group on that there?
That's what I'm curious what it is.
I think it's, we've been watching a lot of it because we started my granddaughter
Yeah.
golfing and she's 8. We started her when she was 7 and my husband and I've been watching the USGA, the qualifier a lot. Yeah.
Like, we have, we have US kids golf.
Yeah, you
so,
as kids come.
Yeah. Yep.
We got one of the courses that, if you belong to the, Mass Golf, I believe, like my husband's signing my granddaughter up. You can do golf courses for $5. They can.
Some,
They-
not one.
We're not,
You're not
I didn't
one,
think so.
okay. Because some of them
it's
have
not-
it-
It's not for the best interest of the town.
Isn't,
Because
isn't it
it's-
after 5 too?
It's still not in the best interest.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know, but
We're here
it's
to
a,
the town.
Yeah,
it's in the short term, yes, but in the long term, like, are you growing the sport by getting kids involved? There's a pro and a con on that.
I think if,
there aren't that,
again,
yeah.
you think there's people gonna drop out, not playing it.
Right.
No, I think so.
Yeah.
Again, it's something that, it's things we do is we do it for the best interest. of the town.
Yeah.
And then, so now on to scheduling the next meeting.
Okay,
So I was gonna propose just so that everybody can plan on it, like the second Tuesday of every month at 9 AM.
That's what we swear, right?
So I went through the calendar just through the end of the year, it'd be like June 10th, July 8th, August 5th, September 9th, October 14th, November 11th, so that falls on a holiday, and then December 9th. So does that seem reasonable? Does that work with everybody's
want?
schedule? Like, I know Dick can't make it.
Well, if you have them here. Yeah,
I just want to get something, because when something doesn't happen this way, like I've scheduled June 10th already, because there's a bunch of steps to schedule a meeting and get the training
Right,
room and
right.
get the Zoom room and the whole thing, so
right.
I just want to make
Now,
sure.
the Tuesdays work best for you because you're away.
As long as I, put it in the schedule that I'm not available that day, I can make whatever day work. I just having a big Tuesday, I thought, okay, Mondays are a lot of holidays, we want to.
Well, that's right.
So I thought, okay, how about Tuesday? It tends not to be as crazy a day on the golf course, although in the summer it doesn't matter, right? Every day is like a Saturday.
What do you wanna? what are you thinking?
We could
It's only
do,
once a month. I know.
it's only once a month,
Yeah.
so, and I thought mornings were better for you. If you could
Yeah,
come
no,
to the
we
meeting
swim
and
on
then-
Tuesdays, but I think once a month it's fine, because
Okay.
we could just go and do it our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't we do that? Yeah, 9 AM is good for me just because.
It's before you go to sleep if you've worked.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
works nights,
Right.
yeah, so, okay. All right, so our next meeting will be June 10th at 9 AM, and it's already a Zoom meeting, and it's gonna be at the public safety
Okay,
room. So,
all right, so by the time we do that, so we'll set up a meeting with Mark Purple then?
yeah, we can talk about this offline,
Okay, sounds
so.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, meeting
Thank you.
adjourned, everybody good?
Second.
Thanks for keeping.